That's what Matthew said.
Wow, we're here. Hi guys. We're
Let's start today, folks.
I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
It was harder. So you want him?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Sleepy boy.
All right, we have had some time to chatter, so we're
We
limited
immediately
on time
start.
today.
No fuck around. Only find out.
So yeah, I will say though, we will need a recap if somebody would care to fill in our barbarian as to what happened last session, or if you'd like, we can also do it in character once you folks return to town.
I mean, an in-character
you
would
will
be
tell
kind of
me
fun.
what's been happening.
Sure. In that case, I believe as we had left off, Henrik, not Alston, good lord, Angelus and Nadia were returning from the abandoned sawmill, or what was supposed to be an abandoned sawmill, and headed back in the direction of town.
Yeah, carrying a few cursed objects.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know,
Not cursed.
the usual.
Wait,
Feel
did
up
you
to
guys
you.
have combat last session?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you
Yeah,
fucking
we
kidding
did.
me?
Yeah, we did.
Ah.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, shit.
By anybody. That's supposed to be my thing. I'm a barbarian.
That's
Oh
valid.
my God.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, so you folks make your way back. What is everybody else like? What are you folks up to? Or is there a conversation happening, or are you just kind of nose to the grindstone, headed right back towards town?
I feel like because I had thoughts after session that Angels was kind of like muttering to himself, just like, shit, I have theories, but I'm not. Wait, you have to go back to actually use it, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to actually go back yet. But at the same time, I'm now incredibly curious about if it could work or not. Fuck, that sucks. That's really annoying, actually. You don't think it's too late to go back, right?
Need to get the cop gun.
Hurry.
You need to get a comic gun, right? Okay, well, I'll figure it out a different day, I guess.
Yeah, Henrik is just... He's very silent and closed off right now. He's not happy about being stuck in that cabin for the entire night and only leaving now.
Not understandable.
Especially when we missed this guy by minutes. So... He's just...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he's just... worried that they're gonna see some stuff when they get back to the city.
Mm-hmm. Henrik? Just out of curiosity, were you able to tell by the blood spatter if he killed himself or it was someone else? Did you also see any wounds on them, man?
No. He was where the blood came from, but there was no visible way it came out. Yeah, we determined that he was the origin point of the blood, right? Not the bowl?
Yes.
But there's no wounds on him.
There were no visible wounds on him, no.
Certainly.
And we did a good inspection, but I mean, that's how we found the notes.
Right. So I know that you all were apparently looking for this person. Was there anyone else that he was traveling with?
Just him.
Interesting. Yeah, no, Angel's kind of like on the way back, just like writing in his book, muttering to himself, like, he's theorizing, he has thoughts. So I'm probably not gonna be rolling any perception rolls unless Trouble rolls them for me.
I'll keep
nice.
an eye on what's around us.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll me just a quick perception as you do.
Okay. I still am. Okay, one thing.
Nice.
23. You notice much the same as what Henrik did on the way in, just in reverse. Closer to the logging operation, it is dead silence between the trees, but as you grow closer and closer to Kavagan as the hours tick by, you can hear kind of the trappings of life begin to pick up again. Bird song, creatures rustling in the undergrowth, and the actual life of this forest returning as you move closer to the city.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But that's about it. There's not much else to kind of keep an eye on. Is anyone else doing anything before you get back to Kavagan proper?
Nope, not really.
No,
No.
I think we're in a kind of a rush because
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You eventually kind of break out of the trees towards the gates of this huge city. And Henrik, at first glance, it is perfectly normal. The gates are still closed, and by now there are guards stationed outside of the gate as well. But they are just as casual as they normally would be. Like, they stand at attention, but there is no stress to them at the moment.
All right. So Henrik is just gonna beeline for the gate.
Gotcha.
As he gets closer, he is definitely eyeing the guards more. Just
Yeah.
trying to pick out anything off with them, or also, well, like keeping. Does he hear anything off from the city? Is it too quiet? Does it sound like there are more larger riots?
Yeah, go ahead and give me just a perception or an insight.
Dang.
Hmm,
You really tried.
really did. I will say I will give you advantage on that one since this is your home city, Henrik. Not just because your perception did suck.
Oh god.
Dang.
Yikes. That does not help much.
I think I've rolled the most natural ones in this game so far.
Yeah.
I think so, maybe.
oh yeah, by far.
I think that's
But
something exciting. I think that's something to be happy about.
Are we, the
With
rest
an
of us
8
able to do it or no?
This is the one thing where Henrik has kind of had his hand on the pulse of the city for a long time.
Okay.
It makes the most sense for him to know.
Yeah, I bet.
With an 8, nothing seems terribly out of the ordinary. Like, there is a little bit of the same kind of smoke hanging in the air that would normally be around. And the city is quiet. It doesn't sound like there are riots happening. But it doesn't sound like, deathly silent either. But you will have to speak with the guards to be let back through the gate. And I am hoping you folks remember you have paperwork.
We do.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Where have I been off to again?
I was with Saga and Astoria. You folks stayed behind. What you were up to was up to you. If Saga wanted to do like a book signing or something, that is your prerogative.
This is probably a very difficult time to do something like that with all the riots. So probably not one of those. Though maybe I'm keeping an eye out, sort of listening to see if I can hear more about what's happening.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to just give me, let's say give me 1 perception and 1 insight, at advantage if you're staying back specifically to try to gather information.
Okay, advantage and so no neutral.
Gotcha. 5 or 15 and a 12. Yeah, you hear some murmurings while you hang back while the other three go check out this supposed logging operation. Um, Saga kind of sticks to the streets of Kavagan to see what information they can find. It's a lot of the same. It's a lot of murmurs of people going missing, of like disquiet with how the city is handling the deathlessness. And with a 15 and a 12, you realize it's weird how few folks are out and about that are actually deathless. Like you've seen in passing places like at least echoes of this thing that has swept through cities. In Kavagan, it is very closed to doors. There's no like churches with people spilling out of them that are, clerics tending en masse to those that have passed on. Kavagan is quiet and closed off. Um, and with like I said, the 15 and the 12, you do also hear some mutterings of, like I said, disappearances of people going missing, and the fact that the guard is not looking into it, or supposedly not looking into it, according to the common folks. Um, sorry, thinking. And you also get some mutterings about keeping out of a certain district in the city in the evenings because that's where a lot of the disappearances have been cropping up. Um, they're fairly scattered otherwise, but this is somewhere where there's been more than a couple in that particular district.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's what
Good.
you get as the others are out doing their thing.
All
Um,
right.
but everybody else is welcome to wander back on into the city. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
all
Yeah,
right, someone's gonna have to talk to the guard.
yeah, I approach the guard with
Yeah.
this cauldron stuck with a blanket on my shoulder.
Totally
I
average.
yeah, grab
Normal.
the paperwork, uh, and just hand it over silently.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to be staring up at the guard, but
Actually, this seems to be a different guard this time.
Oh,
Uh, as opposed to the Goliath, you still can't make out any features beneath the armor, but this person appears to be more human size. So it could be human or elf or any other more standard human sized person. And
Probably still taller.
you,
He's
you
pretty
just
little, isn't he?
Yeah, this is probably
yeah,
still taller than Henrik.
yeah, just
I do
so
want
you're
to.
still looking
Yeah,
you're still looking up at this around 6 foot man, but not
I had
you're not
trouble.
breaking your neck like you were with the Goliath.
Listen, I won't lie.
Um,
I straight up thought Henrik was at least 6 foot tall.
We know we talked about it while you
I
were
know,
gone.
but it's wild.
but yes, as you approach, you just hear the guards speak, and as you hand over the paperwork, it's just like, so you're the ones with your Bjorn's people, correct? Let's see. Reads the papers. All right. Well, from what I'm told, you were supposed to be back today, and here you are. So, all right, let him through. Just yells up at the others. And once again, the gate begins to creak and grind up off the ground to let you guys through.
God damn.
Yeah. And as you enter, it slams down behind you.
Terrifying. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we made the deadline.
So,
yeah.
do
Yeah,
we
you
just
did.
find the others now?
Well, I mean, considering we're currently based out of my house, uh, I think it'd be fair to say that's a reasonable meetup point.
Yeah, that would have been something you folks discussed ahead of time.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's. Unless anybody has any other ideas, let's meet up there.
Sounds good.
Man, I'm so excited to get invited to my very first Kavagon house.
Oh yeah. Have you
Yeah, I
not
guess your
really
first
been
night,
there?
your first night was in jail.
Yep, that it was.
And just gonna like pause, like, do you mind if I go to the tavern I was supposed to stay at and kind of just like say, give back the key, because I still have that, and I
Keep
don't
it.
think I don't think I will be using the key anymore. So it's kind of, fuck, it was kind of a waste of money then.
Yeah, you have not stayed there at all.
Nope, I
How much?
stayed there for a total of an hour.
Yep.
How much time did you pay for to have that room?
Man, I wish I could tell you. Hold on. It was a couple days. I know that much. But I might have just
Okay.
I might have bought in it for like 3 days, like just to kind of like start it off, and then not stayed in it for a single night.
Space, how long were they in jail for? I can't remember.
I think 2 days, 2 nights rather.
Okay, so
It was a
Alright.
waste of money.
yep, you have spent your 3 days in jail and traveling.
Yep. Hold on, I think I took Angela's notes. With that. Yep.
It'd be funny if you didn't stay in it at all, but you still got charged more because you didn't
Oh,
get
I
your
got
key
5
back.
days stay. Silver
Oh
Knight.
no!
Okay.
Well,
Well,
if you
then
want
you're
any private time.
yeah, you have a couple days.
But I mean, like, there's no point in me staying if I have to be with the party. So, like, I just, like, is on the way back. It's like, oh, that's my tavern. I'm just gonna quickly pop in, give back the key. One sec. And I'm just gonna, like, slide into the tavern, like, over to the, like, hi, Mary. So, actually, don't
Hold
need
on.
this. Oh,
It may come in useful later.
I only have 2 days, or, like, 1 day left on this tavern, so I don't think really.
True.
And I'd rather not get charged for keeping the key. I'd rather come back, get more rooms, and get a new key. So, Mary, hi. Thanks for the key. I'm just gonna give that back to you.
Oh, all right. You never came back from your
Yep.
little.
It's
Okay, dear. Thank you.
thanks for your warm welcome. I hope your business gets better. And more business comes around. Have a good day.
Thank you, dear. I'm just imagining him like backpedaling as he says
Yes.
it.
Okay, bye.
She's kind of just like baffled, staring at you until you eventually leave the room.
Okay, there. That toy is done. Don't need to worry about getting fined for that. I don't need another reason to go to prison. Once was enough.
Go to prison. Let's go to prison.
No.
Prison.
No.
Prison.
No, thank you.
Alright. Onwards.
Yeah.
Ready, vote?
Leo.
You see a dwarf on his porch look up from his newspaper with confusion as you all say tally ho. What?
But yeah, you
Fucking
folks,
weirdos.
you
back
folks
into
head
it.
back to Henrik's place. It is the same as you left it. Although Henrik, there is a note that has been not necessarily nailed but tacked to your door.
I'm gonna grab it and check it over.
Yeah, it's just a bears Bjorn's seal on it, and it's just essentially letting you know to check in once you folks are settled back in town.
Alright. Yeah. I pocket the note and I'll open the door and lead everybody back inside.
I'll like take a moment
Sounds
to
good.
like admire the place. Like, wow, nice place you got here.
Yeah, it's a small family home or a large family home, but it is quiet and comfortable. It's not in a loud part of town. I did pull the map up if we wanted to
Yes, let me
pop
pull
onto
that
that.
over. Don't tell me why I thought you were gonna do that. It's my job.
I was gonna say I don't know how to do that through your computer.
You don't. That's out.
Saga is already in Henrik's house.
Yeah, it's that if that's where you folks are meeting, Saga would actually probably already be there.
It's a
Yeah.
scary red figure. Oh, it's.
Woo. Spooky.
You weren't cleaning the toilet after using it.
Uh,
Ooh.
actually, what I was gonna say is Phoenix has been in the bathroom since you left.
Oh my god.
Phoenix is having tummy issues, you guys.
Oh no,
Astoria's
Astoria.
just been ill.
Yes.
She, she
As-
she's
Astoria got food poisoning in prison.
oh
It's been a very terrible time.
that,
She feels ill because of how much shit she gave away about herself to the fucking cops.
yeah, she like got back to the Henrik's house and she's like, oh god, I told so much stuff that I shouldn't have said. You know when you're anxious and you just get sick? That's what Astoria's going through right now.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So,
You do.
yeah. Well, Saga just sees Henrik come in with a cauldron and a blood-soaked blanket stuffed into it over his shoulder.
And then
Right.
there's fucking Angel's coming behind with a fucking mage hand, and it's just like this gathered bear hide. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hope your days have been well, uneventful.
Better than Astoria's.
You're doing all right.
I don't want to ask.
All right.
um, seems you guys had an eventful trip.
You could say that.
Yeah.
So
And Henrik just goes and sits down, places the cauldron next to him.
So who wanted to recap Saga?
Yes, tell me what happened.
So what happened was that we followed the lead to the place, and then there was a ghosting, and then we fought it, and then we ran away because there was a bunch of mist chasing us, and then we entered this little house, and the guy we were chasing this entire time, who you actually don't really know about, he's kind of like this dude, and he's like, ooh, spooky. He may be really old. He uses really old coins. He was dead on the floor with a weird ritual thing. So now we have this weird crystal that made Angelus go blind, and we have a
Well-
cauldron full of never-ending blood, and he's dead even though he's supposed to not be able to die.
Well, okay, so I
Also,
didn't.
there's tentacles in the mist.
I'd like to say that.
Tentacles?
Okay,
You said-
okay, I would like to say that I didn't go blind. I casted detect magic, and there was so much magic in the air that it made my vision black, and then I wasn't able to drop concentration on detect magic. So for the full 10 minutes that I cast the spell, it was just black, and I couldn't drop it. And I really
One
wish.
would call that being blind. Just
I
gonna
think
say.
I would
Completely, yes, but it
probably call
didn't
that being blind.
make me. It's just I couldn't drop concentration on it. It's just a technicality that I thought would be important to bring up.
Technicality that made you blind.
I've never denied. Okay. Either way, couldn't see for a solid 10 minutes. I kind of wish I just had played around with that later, with more concentration spells, but it's too late now. Another thing, the mist spoke to us, and also the wraith was betrayed by someone named Idris. Does that ring a bell for you?
Idris?
Idris, yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, the other things. What? There was also something else.
He also picked up an amulet with words and sigils you don't recognize. And then as well as notes that I don't think we know any language that it could
Right,
be in.
so there's the notes, and also I cast identify on the crystal, which is in this bear rug. Do not touch it; it's a bad idea. You get very nauseous, and just not a good idea in general. But I know things about it, but I don't understand the things that I know about it. So it's this whole thing. Speaking of, I would love to have somebody else look at these things, but I don't really know anybody in the area who knows anything about it. I could ask my professors back at school, but I don't really have sending yet, so can't really just give them a ring and be like, hey, did you know anything about magical items that is a crystal that makes you sick? Can't really do that. So if you either know anybody who works with artifacts, that'd be great, honestly. It'd be great to get some insight, and just someone who in general might know about old magic or weird magic.
Is
So,
there anything I would know of in the city?
In the city, Henrik, not really. Like historians and folks who work with antiques, less so old magic like that.
what
I mean,
kind of magic is it again?
Did I get at least a class of magic?
No, because remember you tried to cast detect
Right.
magic on it, and then your vision went black, so you
Oh,
couldn't
I
see
can
the
cast it
crystal.
now. Okay,
You
so
could.
we're out of the mist, so I should be able to cast it now and figure out what thing it is. So if we put down the items, I'm gonna try casting detect magic again. So I'll lay out the rug and I'll gesture for um Henrik to put down the cauldron so I can look into it.
okay. Still leaving the blanket in there.
Yeah, that's completely fine. But yeah, I'll just pop it. I'll pop a spell slot. I don't want to waste 10 minutes.
Yeah. The crystal pings pretty obviously with necromancy, um, and then the cauldron is a mix of conjuration and necromancy.
All right, so both necromancy, but there's conjuration magic on the
Are you
the
able to
cauldron.
pick up anything from the amulet?
Oh, hand that over.
The amulet is pulling some sort of necromancy, but it does have kind of that darkness around it.
Alright, so it is necromancy, but it has that similar thing, like the pure black ness, so probably came from that source. Or like so basically my thought process is that whatever the amulet was, it was a gift from whatever caused that dark magic around that area. So that's my thought process with that.
Or could signify a membership in the cult?
Exactly. So like that's what I'm saying is that so whatever made that darkness is probably the cause um is what gave that amulet, so it's probably the thing that they're worshipping.
Maybe.
So am I able to get to
So,
the library now, because I'd love to see if I could do some research.
okay.
Oh, and there was something written on the back of it. It said glory to the rightful king. Can't forget about that.
Okay. So, I do think we have a few options here. Like you said, going and checking out the library. Also, you need to check back in with Bjorn. I am, with the difficulties the guard have been having, I'm worried that they're, and Henrik is kind of leaning forward as he says this and has his hands together. I'm worried that the guard may not be here. I trust Bjorn. I don't know anything of the people around him.
So are you saying that we don't tell just anyone about what we
Yes,
found?
I think I'm wondering if we don't even take these items.
Well, I also don't really
These
want to
items.
exactly leave them behind either.
Yeah, that's the choice. Keeping them with us, and well, we can defend them. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that I could probably, if I write down all the information that I know, so you guys can do like quick notes or something like that, I could head to the library with the items so I can start research with it because it probably won't be quick.
That seems dangerous, especially. It'll be hard to hide this in the city. And I just kind of lightly shake the cauldron.
Hmm. I mean, then what do we want to do? And no one in the party has a bag of holding, right?
No,
Shit.
I have a bag that holds stuff.
Is it a
is it
magical?
big enough to fit the cauldron?
No, but I am very strong.
It might look a little big, though.
And the bloody blanket isn't exactly helping the situation either.
Henrik, you own this house, right?
This is my home, yes.
Why don't we just hide it here for now?
I'm just worried about it being found because it's like they don't exactly look like weak items. And if the cult that you guys were looking for is in the city doing the capturings or the disappearances, then who's to say that they can't find the items here?
We could put it in the bathroom with Astoria.
Do we really want to put Astoria in danger like that? While she's sick? Nonetheless.
I could ask someone about if they know anything of this artifact or anyone who could help.
You know somebody?
Not in town, but well,
Where is it?
I can contact them on my own.
We need somebody now is a problem.
Yes, well, that's not something I can do.
Here is what I am thinking may be our best bet.
Mm-hmm.
First, we don't split up.
All right.
At this point, well, we likely have been noticed, and well, we didn't exactly hide the cauldron when we came in. So as
Again,
soon as
kind
they
of
got
hard
eyes on
to
us,
do that, so we did our best.
yes. So first, don't split up.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Storia has to remain near.
Yeah, I'm not sure it'd be a good idea to take her away from the bathroom right now.
So.
Raven's gonna be so mad at us.
I love that the reason the story is away is that just violently shitting yourself in the bathroom.
Listen, all I'm saying is at least she's not T-posing in the background constantly. I say this from personal experience. That's what my party...
Astoria is just not feeling well. We don't have to go into detail.
Yeah.
We all know.
She has massive shits right now. She had some dairy.
You know, this is on me for saying it. I apologize. Yes, Astoria is sick.
We're good.
Sick in the bathroom at the moment.
Yes. We don't know why because it's closed. So, oh my god. Oh no. Yeah. Hopefully she's okay. All right. So
we don't split. I think we do take the items with us when we're checking the humor. We also can't have you just floating the bear around. I should have a backpack in here or something in the attic that you can. I don't know. Maybe there's an old purse or something we can stash in it.
Yeah, sure. If you have a bag, that'd be fine. I think.
Yeah. So we take these with us to Bjorn. We tell him about everything, but we.
So we're telling him everything? No filter or anything of the sort?
Like I said, I trust Bjorn at the very least.
All right.
But I feel the guard at large are proving themselves to be unreliable in this crisis.
All right, that's fine.
So we can research at the library, but also check with Bjorn and maybe.
So Bjorn first, library next.
Yes, and Bjorn may be able to point us to where somebody in the city, maybe they're not going to be the best, not in Kagagon, but there should at least be somebody to at least recognize the name or the language. I was never really involved in that kind of thing. And from there, I don't know. Saga, has anything happened in the city while we were away?
They're trying to keep the what was it? Things escaped me. There's a certain district where most of the I believe it was most of the murders are happening.
There's a certain district where there is a higher number of disappearances happening.
Disappearances, yes. There's a and the voice in my head just told me I was wrong.
Should I be
There's a
worried
Doc,
about
are
that?
you okay?
A voice in your head? Oh god.
uh, so that district, which I don't actually know, is uh, probably best to be avoided unless we're actually ready to investigate that sort of thing up at this point.
Hmm.
And I'm
I think
assuming if that's where all the disappearances are, that's where a lot of the cult people would be, most likely. For some of them, the ones that are actually doing the disappearing.
it
So,
may not be where they're working out of, but there's more likely to be tracks to follow. Uh, you weren't
yeah.
going to tell us which
But
district exactly,
would we want to bring this item with us there?
unless we can find someplace safe to keep it. I don't know what options we have.
Do we know what it does?
Again, it made me nauseous. I wasn't able to find too much information on it. DM,
Yes.
it was when I cast identify that I got the knowledge of this item and couldn't understand it, right?
Yes, that was part of the issue. You did identify it, but it was the kind of thing of like yeah, you know about it, but you can't necessarily comprehend what you know.
Yeah. So the thing is, the at least the crystal is like I cast identify on it, and by technical terms, I know what it does. I can't understand it though. With the knowledge that I have currently, it's just not something that I learned. So I have just this information jumbled in my head with no way to really understand it. Um,
Do you want to identify the
the
amulet
cauldron.
and cauldron then?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm probably gonna be doing that ritually though. Um, just if we're heading out, I'd rather save some spell slots. Still early in the day.
Yeah,
So I'll grab both of them and kind of just sit down and start identifying them. That'll
Gotcha.
take 10 minutes each, so.
Yeah. Can you pop up identify and also can
I
you
sure
let me know which one you're
can.
starting with?
I'm gonna start with the amulet. It seems more interesting.
Okay.
The cauldron, I have a guess what it's just gonna be. It's just gonna explain me the.
Yeah, I have the amulet, so I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna go make some sandwiches.
Hell yeah!
I'm
Damage.
yeah, I'm specifically curious in the amulet as well.
Alright,
Hmm.
go ahead and like I said, pop up identify
Yeah,
for
I
me
just
and
have to
then
find it.
Yep.
I just have
There
a
we go.
singular expensive pearl in my pocket.
Gotcha. Let's see.
Want to keep that on the inside of your jacket, less chance of it being stolen.
Hmm. I'm gonna message you, Angelus.
Oh, a treat!
You are possessed.
Not again! God damn it! So, how's the weather, y'all?
It's fucking cold.
The wind chill right now is -40 where we are.
It is 4 degrees at the moment.
Or was that last night?
Not
Wind
accounting
chill
for
last
wind
night
chill.
was like -30.
Jesus.
Yesterday, this is Fahrenheit. It was I think negative. No, this is Celsius that I'm gonna say. This it was like -13 Celsius. Cause I don't actually remember
Ooh.
what it was Fahrenheit. But at the nighttime it was 3 degrees Fahrenheit, which I have no idea how cold that is in Celsius.
Yeah, that's because you live in the East Coast.
East Coast, West Coast.
It'd be like that. Yeah, it cold as shit up here too. Anyways, Angela, I messaged you.
West Coast, West Coast. I miss the West Coast every
Okay.
moment I'm not on it.
So, what I got from the amulet, it's kind of like a sending stone. In the sense that you can contact something with it. But there's conditions to it. I'm not exactly sure what the conditions are. It's got necromancy. Is it bad that I kind of want to try using it?
Yes.
What does the amulet do? Say that again.
It's kind of
It
like a
is.
sending stone.
Oh, it's
It is
ascending.
very bad.
Yes.
Don't fucking use it. It's ascending stone.
Ooh.
But
You don't know what's on the other side.
But
Can
how
I
would
inspect
we
this
find out?
Angelus to see if they've become possessed?
You can
Well,
see Angelus.
it was Nadia who was carrying it.
Okay, but
I was carrying it, but okay.
oh my god!
This is like fucking Pippin and the fucking like scrying like orb in fucking Lord of the Rings.
Henrik with a actually no. Angels, what does Henrik get with a nat 20 insight?
Angelus is just genuinely so like curious about this. Like, a part of him is like, yes, this is probably a bad idea. It's from a cult member and everything like that. But there's also just like, what's on the other side? Like he's just like holding this, and yes, like he's still nervous because he's like fidgeting and everything like that. But with the look that you see on his expression, it is just genuine, natural born curiosity. He just wants to learn more, and it's not like for a malicious intent or even with a good intent. It's just for the pure intent of knowledge and learning.
Henrik is just gonna like he's had his arms crossed while he was looking over to see if you were like again possessed.
You don't see any
When
different.
it's
Like,
done,
it's not very different from the Angelus that you've been interacting with.
okay, so it's just reckless disregard.
Yes,
He's
it
just
is him
gonna
being a young person who wants to do dumb things.
extend out a hand, Angelus. I need you to hand me that amulet.
Hand over the item.
I've been carrying this entire time. I can...
Okay, but the thing is that don't you want to find out more about it?
Angelus, hand over the amulet, please.
One message. Just to find out who it
No.
goes to.
Hand over the amulet.
Holy. Okay. How old are you, Angelus? I'm the same age as you.
He's
Okay.
in college.
I'm in 22.
Why so older than me? Okay. If we,
Ugh.
I understand correctly. If we send whatever message.
No, sorry, I lied. He's 20, I believe.
Okay, so you're younger than me. Okay, my point
Yeah,
is
2020.
is that this is like opening a door that has like blood marks and like skulls on it, and expecting like, oh, we'll just see what happens. I'm like, no, this is like we don't know who's on the other side. We also don't know exactly what this is in terms of it's like a sending stone.
Okay, but
right?
I do know what it is. I just identified it. It's meant for communication. You're meant to talk, and
You said there were things you didn't figure out about it.
I don't know the conditions. That's all. It could.
Angela, you sending a message could cause them to accelerate things, and you would be partly responsible for any deaths that happen.
Okay, fine. I'll hand over the amulet. Oh, okay.
I will give Naughty the amulet back.
Thank you. I'll put it at the very bottom of my bag. It would be so funny if you gave it to me and I just started using it.
Nadia, perfect. I wanted to do this myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't let you be the first one to use it.
I found it. It's finding keepers. But I'll do the same thing with the cauldron.
Yeah, the cauldron is a lot more simple.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, as anyone could have guessed, it's basically an alchemy jar, but it only produces one thing. The thing that strikes you about it is that using identify, you are more aware of the fact that it's not just creating blood, it's coming from somewhere.
Oh. Angela's definitely looks a little pale at the end of that, just like, oh, that's
Still.
So again, this one's a bit more self-explanatory. Just similar to just a source of blood, like alchemy jug, like just creates blood. It's but okay, but doesn't really create it. It seems to be taking it from somewhere or someone. So
Disgusting.
yeah, that's
I'm
one way to
thinking
say that.
It's draining from the people they've taken.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I'm thinking it's draining from the people they've taken.
That's a good assumption to make.
Actually, not bad. They are taking Deathless, so no, they're just taking the random people, and then yeah, no, that would make sense. That's why there's so many disappearances going on, and we don't know what district is being taken from, right? The disappearances.
Saga?
I believe
I don't know what it was called. I wasn't
Yep.
told it.
Space. Correct me if I'm wrong. There are disappearances happening everywhere, but it's just there was a concentration in
There's a
this one
higher
district.
concentration, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did forget to tell you the district name, Saga. It's just the sorry.
You're doing great, sweetie.
My brain hurts.
Stop it.
I'm trying. Don't get chronic migraines, kids. 0 to 10 would not recommend.
I agree.
Oh, it's just it's coming from the old district, which is just the oldest part of the city.
Alright, so do we want to head over to Bjorn's so we can get things started? Because I'd really just love to start reading about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the cauldron is something we can hand over.
I can agree with that. But definitely keeping the amulet and the crystal, right? Oh, can I actually try casting, no, not, I was gonna cast Identify on the crystal again, that won't matter because I already have that information. Never mind.
Yep.
And comprehend languages doesn't let you know anything about
No, it just,
no, it did. You used comprehend languages on it. It was just a matter of, comprehend languages is how you got the, words in the back of the amulet.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that the actual writing of the papers was so disjointed, it was hard to glean anything from it. It's like the ramblings of a madman. So it was a lot of, like, you know, going to along the same veins of the amulet as like glory to the rightful king. It's written like scripture if you did it while on like 4 different substances.
Oh yeah.
Man was manic.
A little bit.
Okay. So actually, are the notes something you want to keep a hold of then?
Yes, I would. Both me as a player and Angelus would like to keep a note, especially because it's a point of cross reference at this point for more information.
Real quick, does Angelus know silent image, or like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
An illusion spell.
Let me take a look at that.
Silent image, minor illusion.
Technically, precipitation you can do. You can create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand and last until the end of your next turn. So I can make something last for 6 seconds. But otherwise, no illusion magic. Not yet.
Okay.
I took a lot of rituals.
You could at least create a brief image of the face of the guy and show it to Bjorn.
The face, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could also technically make the image of the crystal that we found and say that we left it behind. Um,
Hmm.
if we don't want to hand it over.
I think we just don't mention it.
I'm, yes, less inclined to outright lie to Bjorn it. Don't mention it if you press. We'll mention it and keep it with us.
Alright, should we head out then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Everybody grab your sandwich and go.
I packed them myself. I made sandwiches.
This Alston's food.
Should I make Angelus the shitty little kid that takes the crust off?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've already cast
you.
Angelus as that character.
Okay, he's like nibbling the crust off and putting it back in the bag.
Terrible.
I'll eat your crust. I'll be that character.
After he chewed him off?
He does it with his mouth? That's weird. That's so
Like,
funny.
Happens that it did Henrik like cut it in half, the sandwich? Or
Sure.
He is a father.
nice. He's probably just eating it until he gets to the crust. And then just put the crust back. He
Yeah,
might
I'll
feed
eat
it
the
to some
crust.
birds that he sees.
Oh boy.
But yes, you folks are heading off back to the precinct to talk with Bjorn.
I want you guys to know I'm one of the people who will eat the crust.
Also eat
Not
crust.
other people.
No crust.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Other
Maynard.
people. Like I'll eat people's like
Pizza crust?
pizza crust mostly.
Jesus. You're a little
Well,
gluten
this
whore,
is-
aren't you?
I love that part. This is before
What?
COVID, but yeah, it's one of my favorite parts, especially when it has sauce on it.
You.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways.
I suddenly have to leave the campaign.
No. But yeah, so you folks head back to where you can find Bjorn back with the guard. Henrik, I take it you are kind of leading this.
Yeah, this is my area of expertise.
Alrighty, you're welcome to take a lead on that then.
All right. Still just walking around with this cauldron of endless blood.
You get some looks for sure, but people let you through.
Such a cool thing.
Yeah. So, anybody stop us at the precinct, or can we just head on to Bjorn's office?
Nope, you can head straight to Bjorn's office. People know you
Yeah.
enough that your reputation precedes you.
Wow.
Not to mention the people under Bjorn have been briefed that you are coming back and expected
Yeah.
to have information.
So we
Well,
got arrested.
Yeah, if you were to make it back, that is, then you were expected to have information. So
Yeah.
it's a crazy world out
Like
there.
I said, we could have died.
I don't want to die.
Well,
You're with the
Yeah?
wrong group then.
yeah.
Yeah,
don't worry
God?
about it. What?
Sounds like you got plans and I don't like it.
I like it.
Listen, that's for me in space to discuss.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, you're going to meet Bjorn.
Fuck you.
Another 10.
But yeah, so you folks
Bjorn?
head off to Bjorn's office. You knock, and I assume, or do you just walk in?
I knock.
Yeah. In that case, that guy, you have Bjorn.
Yep, you
Bjorn,
just
Bjorn.
hear, you knock on Bjorn's office door, and you just hear, "Come in," just exasperated.
Me too, pal.
As you open the door, presumably, I'm assuming you open the door and walk in.
I phase through it.
Oh god.
Demon!
Oh god, he's the Wraith! He was replaced!
Demon! Ah! Bjorn charges.
Henrik died back in the mist and you never knew.
No!
yeah, you see Bjorn initially like one hand, his head in one hand, he's pondering some papers on his desk, and as he looks up, he's like, "Oh, Henrik! All right, hopefully some good news. Okay, I could use good news today. All right, what'd you find? Please shut the door behind you."
I, we have news at the very least. And I'll take a seat and
That's
just kind of prop up the cauldron next to me.
that. What? What the hell is that?
It's a cauldron that's very similar to an alchemy jug that can produce, apparently an endless supply of blood that comes from somewhere.
That.
Cool.
All right. You see Bjorn's face kind of darken with concern. Like that's concerning.
Oh,
How
what?
did you find this cauldron?
So we set out for logging camp, which, by the way, I'm going to need to know why it was deserted because we encountered some things. But
Hmm.
as we were getting closer, I noticed that there were less and less animals in the vicinity. No, and they were moving away in the direction of the set of tracks I found were actually in the direction of Kavagon. And eventually it just became totally silent around the camp. Uh, Angela's here, and just
He
were
just
to
waves.
Yeah.
noticed that
Hi. Just
the
looks at you
magic was
confused.
He looks
Yeah.
nervous.
getting thicker in the air, acting almost as a filter. I think is what they said.
Essentially
Being
what
darker.
I described it as is that it's like kind of like just wearing like a dark, like looking through dark glass. It makes things look darker around it, but around everything. And it was magic. It was a source of magic, but it wasn't like a school of magic that we are
It
familiar
was a
with.
sort of what?
Fuck off. Sorry. So it was like it was a magic source, but it wasn't a school of magic that is really my
You're cutting out a
fucking.
lot.
I know I'm watching my fucking PNG not move. I'm gonna turn off noise suppression. Fuck you. But so essentially, I cast attack magic. It was, and then everything just got darker
And now
around
your
us.
mic quality is hot garbage.
What the fuck? I'm gonna leave the call real quick. Hold on. Hello? Is this better?
Hello?
Nope.
No.
What is happening?
No.
It sounds like you're talking to us from inside a fish tank.
Yeah. Oh,
There we
no,
go.
There we go.
It's back?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. I
Your
just
quality has returned.
I don't know what happened.
You needed to laugh.
Laughter is the
thought
best
you-
medicine, as they say.
Anyways, what you were saying,
So
Angels?
essentially, I cast attack magic and everything just got darker around me, and I could tell that the kind of like the tint was magic, but it wasn't a school of magic that I could describe. It wasn't divination or even necromancy. It wasn't pinging any of those. It was just the only way I can describe it is like opposite divine magic, like I guess the best, like the most literal way to describe it is like it was like a darker magic, but I don't know exactly what it was. But I noticed that it was just getting darker as we got further in, closer towards the logging camp, and it actually, jumping forward a little bit, when we were in the area where we found the cauldron, I cast attack magic again, and it was pitch black. It was just pure black. I couldn't see anything. It was just all encompassing.
Well,
He couldn't drop the spell either.
I couldn't, yeah, I could not dispel my magic either.
the hell did you all encounter out there?
There was also some kind of, like, ghost as well.
Ghost?
Wraith, to be specific. We got to the camp and just
So-
attempted to
Wait,
send.
so you're telling me something died in the... Alright. This is...
It also, I actually got a name from the
Oh.
Wraith. I was able to talk with it, and it was betrayed by someone named, Idris.
And you talked to the bloody thing. All right.
It's
You
I'm
make
not
terrible
sure how.
decisions.
Okay,
I
it
have
might have
to
not
say.
been. Well, the thing is that it was acting odd and it was speaking to us, but we weren't able to understand it. So I figured that if it was trying to communicate with us, that it'd be a good idea to try to figure out what it was. And I mean, I got information out of it. It didn't hurt or anything like that.
No, it very specifically did hurt.
Oh,
It
right,
just
right, right.
didn't
Okay,
do
so
damage.
yeah, so it was actually very concerning. It was actually very similar to when I connected to the Deathless. Very similar to that scenario, but I actually was able to make contact and actually hear it. So that might be a connection to think about. But
Yes.
does Idris ring a bell? Do you?
No, frankly, I'm somewhat amazed that after the experience you had here trying to do that you would do it again, and also that you found something you would describe as a wraith, as in something that died, a spirit that left a body. Cause we're in
Yes.
times when that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking
Well,
of that,
that's
there was also.
not the.
I'll let you do it. Go
That
ahead.
wasn't the only thing we found. So we got
Oh,
to
there's
the
more.
camp.
Yes, there's
Oh,
more.
please go on.
Yes.
Please. Please.
So
Yoda's like exasperated, like holy shit.
There's more.
You fucking
we
idiot.
got to the camp. Angelus attempted to check it out safely.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. Wraith attacked us. While we were finding the Wraith,
Uh-huh.
mist started to gather at the lowest levels of the camp, and it was rising. So we ended up having a running battle to the higher levels, and it got pretty thick. We did manage to take care of the Wraith without anybody suffering too much beyond Angelus's attempt at contact.
Oh, that's
and
good at least.
Mist wasn't stopping, however. We
Oh.
noticed that there was a building in a clearing that was
Hi, bud.
off to the side of the rest of the camp. Went to check it out.
Yeah.
It was glowing red. First room turned out to be pretty normal. Second room, not so much. It
I'm
had
sorry. Okay, Trouble, you need to go.
Angelus, if you could remove the cat, please.
I'm removing the cat.
Thank you. Anyway.
Yeah,
So the
we
room
found a
was
ritual
glowing.
room.
It was and it's a ritual room. This gets worse by the minute. All right.
Yeah. So
Keep
first
going.
off, completely covered in blood, fresh blood. There was
Not from the
that
cauldron.
cauldron. Yes, it was separate from the cauldron, but it was there, filled with blood,
Mm-hmm.
in the center of a circle. In several smaller circles, Angelus found some broken components, they said. As well, one of them had an intact crystal that we've been unable to figure out. And I completely forgot we weren't going to mention the crystal. God damn it. You're an idiot.
Too late. Too late.
Because
Yep.
and you found a crystal. Okay, so we have the cauldron here. Where's that?
I look over at Henrik. I'm like, really?
We
I cast Identify it on it, and it was. I wasn't able to figure it out, so.
The same blinding blackness.
yeah, so we didn't want to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Oh, Nadia. I'm gonna
Yeah.
need a deception.
Yeah, we had to fucking lie, guys, because
Well,
somebody
no,
brought it
okay.
up.
No, I would like to say, no, that is true. After I touched it, none of us wanted to touch it after. That is not a lie.
Yeah, to be fair, we
We didn't say anything about not taking it. We just say we didn't want to
Gotcha.
touch it. So it is
I'm
not
down
a
to-
lie.
I'll accept that, but you're on thin ice.
Yeah.
As long as we mention it that we don't explicitly say that we chose not to bring it, it's not a lie. We're just excluding a very important fact.
I ain't going to change the topic. This is okay. I'm gonna change the topic. I'm just gonna say he was dead, like dead.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
not deathless dead, but dead.
and recent as well. It was like that day.
And this is the guy we've been chasing for a very long time.
How long is a very long time,
Wow.
actually?
So,
Like a week.
Close to a month now.
Or is it a month
Alright.
now?
Yeah,
What the
there was a recently dead body that we have been trying to track down.
and from what Nordia says, it sounds like this person was fully dead.
Yeah.
Not
So-
deathless, unmoving, no pulse,
They also
So
no
mentioned.
two
visible
impossibilities.
wounds.
Two impossibilities in this time. All right, great.
I don't. Did you not tell me that he was also apparently not able to die? Like, or was that just the deathless thing that you guys were mentioning?
For the Deathless.
Alright, never mind.
This is
Yeah.
this is the person that
Nobody can die right now.
Yeah.
that we've been
Well,
chasing.
you
the
still
entire-
die. You just don't leave.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting phenomenon. I can talk about it. I
Yeah.
had a first. Let's not talk about that because that's my crimes.
Not again.
But
Raises an eyebrow.
but this is the person we've been chasing since the beginning. The person we assumed that had something to do with whatever this is. The person that was using old dynastic coins. Things that have been
Alright.
Did we not
things that
find
have
some
been out of
coins?
circulation as their common currency.
Did we have some coins of those, don't we?
Don't fucking mention the coin. No, my money.
You can just turn over
Why?
one
That's
as an
out of character.
example.
You
Ah,
don't
so you
even
have evidence.
I'm like that guy. I'm greedy.
Just turn over one to show him what it looks like.
Exactly.
Fine. Okay, I'll turn up one. I'll turn up one to show what it looks like.
Yeah, that's definitely an old dynastic coin, at least from what little I know about the subject.
And if he, unless he grabs that, I'm gonna flick it back in my put it back in my bag.
Eh,
So
keep it.
we
I have the
found
information
all
we
of
need.
this. There's a bit more.
Oh,
We
Great.
found all
Oh
of
right.
this.
Yeah, this was the scary part.
attempted
now it gets
to
scary.
Attempted to destroy the ritual circle as best we can while copying it so Angelus could check to find any similarities. That's when we
Okay.
found out the cauldron was endless because when it tipped over, it wouldn't stop pouring out.
And
Thankfully-
you say it's coming from a place. It's not generating it. It's coming from somewhere.
That's what I identified from it. So
Please try and keep that thing upright. Please.
That's why I stuck the blanket in there. It seems to
Un-
stop it.
That's okay. That would explain the blood-soaked blanket. All right. Cool.
So we
Makes sense.
grabbed everything we could.
Yeah.
Set out to leave. It was nearing dark.
Mhm.
I opened the door, keeping in mind that we had noticed that the cabin was completely surrounded by mist. A tentacle shot out and attempted to pull me into the mist.
Oh,
we managed to
Yeah.
get him back. Obviously, he's safe and sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Henrik wanted to try to see if it was safe to actually leave. So I sent my cat out, and I heard a whisper in the fog. So, and it specifically said, quoting, "You aren't supposed to be here. Run home in the morning, hatchling."
hatchling.
Yeah,
Alright.
interesting wording. I kind of like look over at the party and fiddle with my neck, trying to symbolize amulet. Like, do we want to mention that?
No. No, I don't. I'm
Angelus?
making the assumption.
Angelus, I'm gonna.
Personally-
You're trying to signal to your party without Bjorn noticing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm kind of just going to rub my neck or something like that, looking over the party.
I'm gonna say make a sleight of hand check.
Fuck! It's not. I hope it's gonna be good. I really
Well,
do.
I'm just gonna say I'm making the assumption that that's unrelated to this entire thing. These are two
This is so related to it.
things potentially.
Because the thing is, I mentioned that it had the same
I'm
darkness around.
I'm distracting him right now.
Oh my god.
All
I'm
right,
trying to
I'll
help you.
take it with advantage.
I'm making the assumption that it's two separate things, but that's my personal opinion, just because it seems to be a lot of things happening at once.
Ooh,
All
that's
right,
not too shabby.
All right, yeah. Bjorn's distracted with whatever Nadia is saying. I will say you can
I'll look over at Henrik then specifically.
You can like clear your throat and grab Henrik's attention.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming Saga, if Saga is there as well. Which,
Yeah, Saga's here. She just
yeah,
doesn't have a lot to say on the subject.
yeah.
She wasn't there.
You did this. They did discuss it in front of you after they got back. So
Yeah, but I still don't have much of a grasp on what's going on.
ah, fair enough. But
But
yes, you can communicate that to Henrik. Like, should we bring up the necklace?
Mhm. I think Henrik will just continue on. He won't give any visible sign to Angelus just yet, but
Angelus, you don't know if Henrik recognized what you tried to communicate or not.
yes.
well, no, let me rephrase that. He
All right.
will. He clearly sees what Angelus is doing, and I think Angelus can pick up on that. But he doesn't give a like yay or nay symbol yet, just because he doesn't want Bjorn to pick up on it.
So acknowledges that he picked up what Angelus said, but did not give a yay or nay. Okay, got it.
Angelus
Alright.
will just wait for
We
one of them
also
to bring it up then.
Henrik or
we
Nadia, please.
also found some gold, postmodern and dynastic coins. We got stuck there till the morning. Came back here. That's everything we found, pretty much.
All right. That's
Are we doubling down on that? That's everything we found. Not mentioning the
Um,
amulet.
I am just not gonna say. Don't. No one say that's all we found, because let me fucking lie then. Just like. Okay.
I will let you weasel your way around it. If you tell a direct lie.
Yeah, we're gonna weasel around it.
I'm saying I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was addressing Henrik.
I will be placing a 60-second timer. You can determine what you want to rephrase this into. If you want
That's
to
what we
rephrase it
have
all.
for you.
All right.
Does that please the party better?
What do you say?
So
That's what we
that is
have
what we
for
have.
you.
Yeah.
That's what we have for you, which
All
is
right. Well,
True.
that's a lot. I can clearly tell you all went through it a lot. That sounds. We've had two impossible things, some very literally dark magics. Henrik, what I can tell you about the mines as to why they're not the mines, the lumberyard as to why it's not working, is that there were several safety violations that occurred, and a new druidic one had opened up nearby that was doing far better. So they just ran out of business. As for the silence and the birds and the nothing in nature, I have no clue.
You said Druids opened up a new camp.
They opened up a similar lumberyard not that far
See,
away.
the thing is, I can't remember who here, but somebody, talking about memory, somebody here described it as a druidic curse.
We discussed it because when I think someone evaluated, it's like you
Oh,
wouldn't
it was
know,
talking about-
it's a druid thing.
It was the fog we're talking about.
Yeah, the fog. It was like this would be a druid. Like I think maybe Angela's tried to identify it, and then it was like a kind of like you don't really know. This is more of a druid type magic thing probably,
Mhm.
which makes sense. But you think druids? What do you like? It's nearby.
You know, as close as two lumberyards can get.
What was? It wasn't doing as well. You said.
Yeah, there were a lot of safety violations on the part of the one you visited.
What kind
And,
of violation?
Yeah.
Mostly, how do I say, a lot of ignorance and people choosing not to follow rules regarding safety.
Are there
Not
any
double
deaths
checking.
on reported?
No, no deaths, but a lot of broken bones.
Is there a record of people who work there? Because, again, there was the Wraith who's talking about being betrayed by someone named Idris, and I was just wondering if they were workers there.
There aren't any public records, and that's not stuff I have immediately with me, or even in his office. we're the guard. We're not the I don't know, whatever you call the fantasy equivalent of OSHA here.
Is it something that you're able to get access to?
Kosha.
Space, help me.
We brought you clear evidence of that can't be used as a basis for cults.
It's quite frankly, it's going to be a lot of paperwork on my end just to get that. But if I can definitely look into this. There's a lot that I can deal with this on my own. I'm not going to send you back there after what you went through. I can send some people to investigate the fog and possibly the if that crystal is still there, possibly that.
Oh,
I
speaking
can
of,
I can take this off of you.
do you know of any people who know, like work with items and stuff like that? Because I since I identified it, I have something in my head, but I'm not exactly able to understand it, and it'd be really helpful to have someone else who is a little bit more knowledgeable about it, things like that, to talk about and maybe help them decode what's in my head.
Um, I personally don't know anyone. I'm not super versed in magic items or anything of that nature. Yeah, that
Do you know who I
I
could
feel
go
like that'd be
ask?
something. Well, I know Ionium would be a fantastic place to go. That's all magic.
Bit of a trip though.
There might be some shops or libraries of arcane stuff around here. I'm not sure. It's not really my area of interest. I'm sure you understand.
It was worth a shot asking.
Yeah.
Okay. So our plan right now is to take what information we have, do some checking, see if we can find out anything more scouring the libraries and stuff.
Yeah.
But also, I heard that the disappearances have been concentrated in the old district.
Hey, well, from numbers alone, yeah, I suppose so. Um, it's how do I say? We are working on it, Henrik. We are working on this. I'm not gonna make you go do anything else after you risk your lives fighting off a bloody impossible wraith. So please let me and my people take care of it, Henrik.
I want to insight check Bjorn.
Go ahead.
It's
Can I
T
also do
shifty.
that?
Has my
Or
friend betrayed me? Can't get a read on him.
No, he is a little bit hard to read right now. You know, he's asking you
Nadia?
to leave it to his own people. Yeah, if anybody else wants to insight him, go ahead.
I'm
yeah,
down.
I'll insight.
I
Uh,
think you said you were going to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say that Henrik, you can have advantage because you know Bjorn better than anybody here.
I'll do a neutral
Mm,
insight.
you know what? Let's add another nat one to the tally.
Let's go! Oh.
And you rolled worse.
Dang, there's only
Okay.
a 5.
So yeah.
We're all so bad at this.
I did great. Shut the.
You don't count.
So Angelus, he's definitely he's being a little hedgy about something. He wants you guys away from this project for whatever reason. He has pretty much stated as much. He wants to let his own people take care of it.
Does it seem to be like just like a safety thing?
With your 18, I'm gonna say there's probably something more behind it than just safety and him
Okay.
feeling bad for you guys risking your lives. Nadia, what you pick up, I will say, is that he's He seems a little shifty, a little uneased by the pushing for letting you guys do stuff.
Okay.
As for the others, he's pretty hard to read. He is a guard captain. He communicates with criminals regularly. He's good at not giving away information with his face, is what you
Yeah.
pick up.
Right.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I will let you do with that information what you will.
We kill him.
We're
Oh
going to
god.
Guards! Ah!
we're going to keep
I can't
pushing on this,
silence.
Bjorn. Too far into this, and I have family living here.
Listen,
If we don't have anything else to check out, we will be poking around the old district.
Henrik, please. This isn't my decision here. I have people above me who want this to be guard only. I can get you in contact with them, and you can speak with them. But I need this job, Henrik. I have a family to feed.
Couldn't we be maybe like under like a temporary guard or something of the sort, since you're so if you're all stretched so thin because of everything happening? Under a contract or something of the sort?
Officially, no. This is
But unofficially.
yeah. I'm gonna put it this way: if you're caught poking around where you're not supposed to be, you'll be treated like this. We can't do anything unofficial like that. Like we're the guard for we're the bloody guard. We can't do this under the table, and not to mention, like we're just trying to do our jobs here. Like, please don't go risking our livelihoods for that.
All right. So who's the person we would need to talk to?
I can take you to him. It would be the Earl, the nobles of this city. All right. It seems like you're not going to give up on this, so I'll send a missive and set up an appointment for you all tomorrow. And meet me here. I'll get some guards and we can escort you there. Is that satisfying?
Thank you.
All right.
Do you want a dango?
It's like stale and like really chewy, like more than it should be.
That would be amazing.
I've been freezing them with my frost breath.
I think that makes it worse.
You've been breathing on them every day.
You're telling me
They're soggy.
you're offering me frozen wet food that you've been breathing all over for the last few weeks.
Well, you don't know that how long they've been there.
I brush my teeth.
What the fuck?
Even if you brush your teeth, I don't want food that's out of your mouth. Thank you, but no thank you.
Okay.
Oh, you have a bad taste.
I'll pop
Yeah.
one.
Considering you're not asking for anything in return, I'm not going to consider this bribery.
Do you want apple juice?
No, thank you. I much prefer ale.
More for me.
I like apple juice.
All right.
All right. Well, unless you got anything else, Bjorn, we're gonna scope out some libraries, see if we can find somebody for Angelus.
I see.
We'll leave the cauldron with you, of course.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm considering the incredibly dark magics that are on that thing. I want it locked up in a safe place. So
That'd be
we're
great.
yeah. Thank you for that. And Henrik, all of you, I am glad you made it back. Just genuinely. It sounds like you went through some real rough
insight
shit, so-
check him. It's a lie.
You get inside.
You feel free. Feel free to insight him.
Is he genuine? We'll find out. I'm struggling to make this not at advantage, please. Thank you.
Nat
Insight.
one, nat one, nat one.
No, 9.
With a 13, he is genuinely trying to be like he's trying to be nice after being like
Stinky.
being hedgy and like
Yeah.
hampering you guys, and he knows he's getting in the way of what you're trying to do, but he's stuck in a bind, and he feels bad about it. So he's just trying to make amends.
Understandable, have a nice day.
Yeah. But yeah, he is genuinely happy that all of you, including Henrik, his old friend, made it back.
Or is he?
Yeah.
We fought more bureaucracy than we have Colts in this campaign so far.
Political campaign, god damn
I'm
it.
sorry, do you expect the cops just to know you're poking around in dangerous areas and be like, no, that's fine?
Yes!
No!
I mean, given
What are we?
real
We're
life, I don't
adventurers.
expect them to be this
We are the
competent.
heroes of this story, let us in! Give
These are
us main
surprisingly
character.
competent cops.
Yes!
True.
Unlike
they're
the
confident
US
enough
systems.
to pull out a story like instantly.
Yes.
Just like, yeah, you seem trustworthy enough. All right, go ahead.
Plot twist, the whole reason why they're not letting us poke around is because Astoria is really suspicious.
It's definitely not helping your case.
They're still questioning a story.
Oh my god, that's...
It's been days.
Get her out, someone. Please.
Oh, let's get out of this.
I want a library!
I don't.
I wanna go read.
All
I'm
right.
be a nerd.
I will say you all leave Bjorn's place, and you may seek out a library.
We didn't even get paid.
Yeah. Money
No.
would be nice.
No one's paying you for this.
Please, I'm so broke. I paid for 5 nights at a tavern that I didn't stay at once.
That's like a you issue.
Oh,
It does sound like you.
I didn't expect to get arrested.
You know, I should probably check in with my son, see if he has. I mean, he was aware of the worth of the coins, so maybe he knows somebody who could sell some of them to.
Sorry, real pause. D&D, DM.
Yes.
The Sending Stone amulet. Was it attunement?
No.
I'm just gonna look over at Naughty and be like, just to let you know, you might get a message, through that amulet, even if we don't send anything, because it works, it's a sending stone, it works both ways. So...
Yeah, I just won't respond.
That's fine, I'm just letting you know, so you don't accidentally, you know, surprise me, like, who the fuck is this, or whatever. So, just keep that in mind.
I think I'll be fine, but thank you.
Okay.
So we hit up the library. Then do we want to check to see if we can make some cash by selling some of these coins?
Well,
Are you asking the party, or are you asking the DMs?
I'm asking the party.
Okay.
I figured.
Selling the coins? Yeah, because they're worth technically an amount and they're still in circulation, but a collector might want more for them. And I want money.
could
Yeah.
we keep some of them, though, just... So, they just seem really interesting. And who knows, they might come in handy later. Never know.
Sure. So, library.
Again, you guys could probably look around to see if there's any people to... Because again, the research is not going to be quick. And I don't really want to just have you guys, you know, twiddling your thumbs or anything of the sort.
At the very least, it's not a good idea for somebody to go solo.
Sorry, what just had
Saga,
to say?
it's not good to go solo.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's
Saga,
fine.
you're an author. How would you be able to help Angelus in navigating a library?
Oh, I know a lot about libraries. I think I could help you out.
What, you're an author?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
I think we've
we've
established you
had this
wouldn't
discussion, you're
enjoy
right.
what my
Yes,
work.
you're
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
You know, if it's up to your style, I think I still have a accounting textbook on me.
Accounting? Why would you have an accounting one?
Because that's
Do you
what her
want it or
job
not?
was.
Yeah.
She's an accountant.
Are you looking down on accountants across the realm and their
What?
jobs?
No. Why? Where'd you get that from?
I think he is.
No, I'm not.
I'm just joking.
What is
Should
going?
we? Do you want to
Just
split
thinking,
up temporarily, and one of us sells, two of us sell the coin, and two of us look at the library?
It'd probably be the most time efficient.
Okay. Although I want to go to the library, I want to see who buys this coin.
I mean,
And
you can
it's
always come
probably
back to
for the best to have one of us who's, stronger than the rest with, and then I look at Angelus's little noodle arms.
They're not noodles.
Little
Actually,
wizard noodles. Little wizard noodles.
he is a twunk. He's a lean, body type. He's got some muscle on him.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
so noodly.
so little. I have 20 strength.
And I have 20 intelligence. Fuck you.
What's
That
your
means
strength?
nothing to
What's
me.
your strength?
13.
Here, hold this. I give him my axe.
Can I try to pick up the axe? I don't know.
It's those things where Nadia hands it to you, not on the ground. So yeah, you can try to take the axe.
It's
Like,
heavy.
is this a bit
Just give me
happening?
a strength save. Just give me a strength save.
I should hand you my sheath sword on top of that.
Angelus, as soon as Nadia lets go of the axe, you pitch forward as it hits the ground.
Yeah. This thing
Okay.
slammed into the ground.
I wasn't expecting for it to be that heavy.
You probably don't want to try out my sword either.
Okay, well, I'd like to say, I'm not exactly a person to be training for strength. I can lift up things are heavier than the normal
Body,
person.
healthy mind.
Angelus,
Develop your healthy mind.
Yeah.
you see a drunk dwarf down the street, like, pointing.
Noodle wizard!
Angela is just like pure beet red, like embarrassed, like, can I try to redeem myself by picking it up again with like an athletics or something?
Can I?
Wait, it's a new day! Hold on, I gotta roll my porn! Fuck you
It already
guys!
happened.
Fuck you.
It already happened.
No,
It already
I
happened,
can
it's
try
too
to pick
late.
it up again. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Try to pick it up
Where's
again.
the D20? Where's the D20? That's a D20.
Can I?
Wow, I rolled two of the same number.
I hope they're both bad. Like a 10.
No, they're really. That's not a bad number though. But no, can I
Super
try to?
average.
Can I try to pick it up again?
I mean, you can try.
Would it be in athletics this time because it's on the ground?
Sure.
It's not any better. Well, that's an average.
I'd say you get it to, like, waist height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me give you a hand.
But,
and I'll,
and
Take it back, please. There's no point. I
I'll-
use
I'll-
magic.
I'll use one arm and just pick it up.
Jesus
from me and
Christ.
you,
it's fine.
you look back
Love.
down the street and the dwarf is gone. He had evidently just peeked out of his house and then immediately
The
ducked back in.
timing of that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He
Out of
he had
character,
he
how
had
does it
peeked
feel
out of
to-
his house to stare at the strangers in the middle of the road in this
And
empty
laugh at them.
fucking city, and saw you fumble an axe.
Bitch. What were you gonna say, Nadia?
How do you out of character? How does it feel to know that this door's only impression of you is that you cannot lift an axe?
I
He
hate
never saw
it.
you
I
lift
hate
it.
it. I fucking hate it. But
He
it's
was there to see your failure. I wasn't there to see your success.
okay. That's like most of people in my life.
But yeah. Aside from that one dwarf who poked his head out, it is actually pretty fucking empty.
Yeah.
As it has been. Yeah, this dwarf just poked his head out to look at the strangers and
Saw that mess. But
yep,
yeah, I just give back
exactly.
the fucking axe. Let's go to the library.
Let's go.
Let's split up.
All right. So you folks can head off. Kavagon does have a library. It's not going to be anything rivaling somewhere like Kester or Ionium, which would have like proper arcane libraries. But you can see what you can find, Angelus. It's a larger building in the old district. that has been around for a good long time. It's hewn out of stone, but you are free to head that way. Is it just going to be Angelus, or was somebody going with him?
I think Saga was coming with.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Saga's going with. Okay. So yeah, you two can head off to the library then.
I hope there's combat.
A little combat at the library. Oh my god. I gotta fight
Um,
somebody, an old lady, off for a book.
But yeah, you folks can
I'll fight her.
head up the stairs and into the building. Like many places right now, there's kind of a somber air about it. Those that do pass on the street are kind of keeping to themselves, moving quickly for whatever destinations they're headed to, and not many people are stopping off at the library right now. When you folks push open like these large mahogany doors, it is deathly silent, and not in the usual way that libraries are silent, where you can usually hear like rustling and footsteps of people reading books or moving about the stacks. It's just empty. There is still a woman at the front desk who looks like she's working on something. She's got a handful of books that she's piling onto a cart. But she kind of just gives you a nod as you walk in.
I would be pretty like, our library is like laid out in a similar manner.
Yes, I won't make it so that there's a different system in every library.
Thank God. But yeah, like, I'll start looking around for like like magic related stuff. Probably maybe some like lesser known gods, maybe cultish vibes, that kind of shit. Just trying to find stuff related to magic items, rituals, all that.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay, I'm a lot better at those.
Just straight.
I'm not straight though.
Well, the check is.
Please, 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 please. Oh, thank God.
22. So Kavagan doesn't have a huge offering of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can find several older religious texts on there's not really a thing of like lesser known gods. But from the gods that you would know about, you can pick up a few texts on figures like Olgrath, and Entix, which are, cruelty and chaos.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. And it's with that selection of things of magic and whatnot, you're not pulling much of anything. You get some things that would kind of point things like the cauldron in Olgrath's direction.
Okay.
But where what you've experienced falls kind of under quote unquote evil territory, it's not quite in their domains. And even then, like, cruelty and chaos are more just widely considered evil by the common populace. It looks like these texts are also not written by their like followers, so it's more academic than anything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what about, can I find anything about, like, the rightful king? Stuff like about that? And also I want to see if I can find anything about, like, sentient fog, like that, like fog magic, or like druidic magic.
Yep. What are you looking under if you're looking for like the rightful king? Are you looking under religious texts? Or are you looking under history?
I think history for that one.
Gotcha.
Because, like, rightful king sounds like somebody, like, more like a person than a like a godly figure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I will let the 22 ride. I'm gonna roll something just based on what comic I would have available. Give me a moment. Ooh. Everything you find history-wise that is directed, anything that pulls stuff like that up, is more around the dynasty area or era, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real mention of something like that, like the Iron King, or the rightful king in the Iron King's age. But it has similar hallmarks to how royalty was handled by the dynasty. but even then, it's a lack of information. You pull like 3 books, and that's the best you can get. The rest is just general like history books.
Mhm. Shut the fuck up. Um, yeah. And I'll be trying to cross-reference like the ritual, like, and like I was also gonna be looking up like trying to find ritual stuff. Or did you say there's like not much on that kind of stuff?
There's really not. You
Okay.
look through the magic category, and it's just a lack of information here.
Yeah, and then I'll try to like cross-reference say like the mad scramblings with the ritual the religious text, trying to find common like symbols and stuff like that.
Yeah, where it's like I said, the religious texts are more academic in nature, and this is written like scripture. You're not finding much, and it's weirdly enough, I feel like it's something where angels would gravitate first towards Entix to check on that sort of thing, given the chaos of the writing. But it does genuinely bear no hallmarks of those gods.
I'm helping Angelus look, by the way.
Gotcha.
Any ideas?
Probably not with as much, like, mostly what I would probably be doing is Angelus will give me something and I'll look over it a bit.
Yeah, go ahead and also roll me an investigation.
Not high intelligence.
Would it be an advantage? Or
where you two are rolling separately, no. If it had been mentioned ahead of time, I would have let you roll with advantage, but now you guys just have separate rolls.
Fine, my investigation's not very good.
It's a lot of the same of Angelus. You're mostly just double checking his work, where you're not drawing any other conclusions that he hasn't already kind of pointed out to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think that while Angelus is looking, I guess like while I'm looking too, I could go a bit separate for a bit and send a message?
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'll pull out my little stone. And I have it written down in my notes. Is what I wanted to say. So I'm gonna say it. Found some old magical artifacts. That's one says, "Glory of to the rightful king." Have you heard about this? Or do you know anyone who would know? And that is my message.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll another thing. Okay. You get back. It's a stretch. There's a long kind of like 10 minutes of quiet before you just get back. I gotta type that just because.
The 25 words thing.
Yeah.
We love counting.
We do.
I feel like you just hear like a dull thumping as Angelus is like hitting his head against the table in frustration. Just thump, thump, thump.
Hold on.
If you want, you can send it to me over a message, because I wouldn't be able to hear it anyway.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I stole some lotion from my work, and right now I'm observing it. It's so nice.
Nice.
Why would you admit concealing on stream?
Well, it wasn't like...
What'd you say?
I just took some lotion from my work. It's good lotion. It's Aveeno.
Wow.
Good for eczema.
There are 5 people watching this stream, and I can almost guarantee them, all of them.
It's us.
No one's seen this.
But the VODs, you fool.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna make a TikTok of just that.
Yeah, somebody clip it. Somebody clip that real quick. Saga
I will
stole
find
from her
out-
company.
I will find out where you work, and I will
Not a
send you the clip.
company. I'm a preschool teacher.
Oh my god! You stole
Sam.
from children?
No, I stole from adults.
Anyways, Saga, I sent that along your way.
I will have the children throw you a trial.
It's okay. I was like
Damn, not the children
3 seconds
trial.
from quitting on the spot last Thursday. If they can't fire me.
You can have you have the right to an attorney, but it has to be one of the children.
I know exactly who I would choose.
Nice. But yeah, while Maynard is doing that, I might wander over to the librarian and kind of just like, hi. Hello.
Hello, dear. Can I help you with anything?
So I'm new to the area, so I'm not exactly familiar with local spots and everything like that. I was just wondering if there's any good place to go asking about questions for magic items. I noticed that your magic section isn't exactly filled. So I was just wondering if you knew anybody best to ask about that kind of stuff.
She pauses for a second. Oh, I don't think so. I'm just I'm just a librarian,
Oh
dear.
my god, lady!
I don't deal in magical items. You should go to Ovent for that, or there should be I think there's a college in Etrar that might be able to help with that sort of thing, but
It's
I
worth
don't
a
know.
shot.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's alright. I just thought it'd be worth a shot to see if you know any magic shops or anything of the sort.
She shakes her head.
Well, thank you for your time anyway. I'll be sure to put the books back.
Oh, thank you, dear.
I mean, there is that shop that I went to get my supplies from, so I might pop by there.
Oh, it's a potion shop.
But it's potions. She might know more. She also might know, maybe something else that can help. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be right back real quick, though.
Gotcha. Did Henrik ever come back?
Henrik's still pissing to this day.
Gotcha.
I'm here to trade the coins though.
Just a second.
Guys, question. Should I talk into the amulet?
I want to be there if you do.
You see, it was just all a ruse, so Henrik gave me the amulet. To seem... like, it was all a ruse to seem sane and reasonable, in order to not be reasonable. It's actually... the amulet's actually just a direct, like, hotline to the nearest McDonald's.
Tennessee McDonald's.
Terrible.
Henrik,
McDonald's is actually just like a halfling tavern.
Yeah, Henrik, we found out the amulet it's a direct hotline to McDonald's.
Yeah, we did use the amulet while you were gone, in case
Yeah,
you were
they
wondering.
totally did.
It's actually like an Uber Eats, but only for McDonald's.
Jesus Christ.
Which is just deliver. Which is
Capitalism was the real enemy all along.
Uber Eats.
Bold of you to assume that capitalism is ever a good thing in my D&D games. Anyways, so with Henrik back, we can pivot over to you and Nadia heading off to sell the coins or talk to your son, whichever you would decide to do first, Henrik.
Okay. Let's check in with Neelan.
Gotcha, just a moment.
Yeah.
Do I notice anybody following us? Anything odd?
Can you give me a perception check? Ooh, hold on just a moment.
When it comes to family, I do not disappoint.
No. Within Nat 20, there is not anybody following you. But Henrik, you know what it looks like when the guards have been alerted to keep an eye on someone. You definitely have the attention of guards that are on their patrols. They're not peeling off of their patrols to keep an eye on you, but as you pass, they are definitely keeping an eye out.
Henrik is just becoming more and more convinced that the cult has infiltrated the guard.
Oh no.
So yeah, he's
But yeah, so you are headed off
leads
to.
Nadia surreptitiously to where Neelan works.
Yeah, for sure. Are you heading in through the front or the back like you did last time?
Back, definitely back.
Gotcha. Okay. Just gonna pop up the map again. Although I don't believe this one we have rights to, so just leave the overlay as is. So
Oh,
yeah, you head in, Henrik. It is pretty quiet as per usual. Your son is kind of sending off a customer before sorting out some inventory, it looks like.
So I just knock on the wall a little bit, get his attention.
he I can't remember what voice I gave him, or if I did give him a voice, or if it was just me talking.
Return.
Yes, your
Ooh.
mic was hot the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Your mic's been
I'm
hot.
so sorry.
It's all good.
We heard background shenanigans.
Where are we now?
We were in
Sun shop.
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Seeing sun.
Henrik's kid shop. Space, do you remember what voice I gave
No.
to Neelan? Okay.
You gave him it was actually a really really heavy French accent. Crazy enough.
Totally.
No.
Yeah, that's what I remember too.
Uh-huh. Anyway. But yes, upon knocking on the wall, you will see a clearly distracted Neelan. Just whip around like, oh hi, how can I help? Oh, hey Dad, what's going on?
Uh, remember those that coin I asked you to check out?
I do remember that coin.
Well, we found a batch of them. And
You see his eyebrows raise up, like, oh shit.
We were wondering if you knew anybody who would be interested in purchasing them for a larger value,
Like,
like a collector or something.
like yeah, collectors or auction houses or something. Hmm. Space, I believe we ruled that there were coin collectors, or there was something of note here. Am I correct?
Yeah, there
That
are a couple of folks who collect antiques who may be interested in things like old coins. But that's gonna be something where he wouldn't have a ton of connections. You'd just have to ask around with like if you found like an antique shop.
yeah.
DM.
Yeah, I don't have much for you on that front. I know there are collectors out there, and there are antique shops that you could possibly go to and try and sell those off. But I don't have those connections for you. I'm sorry, Dad.
Gotcha. Also, quick thing. What were you saying, Nadia?
Oh, okay? Two things. Actually, just one thing. Are these dynastic coins? Are they gold coins?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I didn't know what tarot coins there. Do you just? I feel like we go to antique shop. I watched Pawn Stars. I'm gonna get scanned if you go to an antique shop. Uh, do you know a location of antique shop? Then I guess that's our best option.
Hmm. Let's see.
Because I look at Henrik. I don't think we're gonna be able to find a collector anytime soon, and I feel like this is just going to be something that like not bad, but it's just gonna be a pain in the ass to figure out. So we might as well just get some money for it.
Hmm. Pardon me, the DM, while he searches through stuff. Doo-doo. If I have anything on it. Doo-doo-doo. Space help.
What?
Is there a place they can go, or do they just gotta find it?
They'd
Right.
have to go looking for an antique
Yeah.
shop. Sure. Store.
Yeah, no, Neelan is. kind of shaking his head at this point. Just like I don't know. I'm sorry. Not my area. Um, I'd say looking shopping districts.
Yeah.
Other than that, probably yeah. I'm sorry. Not much help
It's
for you here.
fine, son. I was never that involved in this side of the business, even before your mother handed it off to you. And well, I never really took an interest. So
Hmm. That's fair.
something interesting pop up in the shop recently.
Um, Not really. It's been pretty business as usual lately. Just equipment for guards and the odd person who wants to. Well, there has been a bit of an uptick recently with all the craziness. People looking to arm or defend themselves, but other than that, not really.
How have you been taking everything that's going on?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. It's scary. I am not gonna lie to you. Um, like the between you and me, the Deathless are they're just people. I don't see how it's like a huge issue. Like how the city is supposed to handle that, but it's like it's the way people are acting about it that's freaking me out. Like you saw the fires. If that was here on this street, that could have been this place. Just my livelihood, my business up in smoke, quite literally.
Things there is any there are people involved that are trying to make things worse. That are they're behind the disappearances. And I'm starting to become worried that
Mm.
either some of the guard or some of the nobles may be involved.
Yeah. Do you really think it's
Is
that bad?
there it it might get that bad. Is there any way for you to get out of the city for the next few days? Do you have enough saved up that if you close shop for just a little bit, you can leave?
I mean, yeah, we got some savings, but as far as I'm aware, the city is sealed right now. No one in, no one out. Unless you're really fucking special for some reason. Like they're trying to contain this until they get it figured out.
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
thought things were gonna be sealed tonight.
No, you, Space. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. But the party got express permission
Yeah.
from captain of the guard, uh, and had to bring paperwork to the guards at the gates just to get through. Yeah, so you had express permission from a person of high authority, to
Interesting.
go through.
I
A
thought that
commoner
was
like,
just
yeah,
There's no way he's
damn.
getting through.
Okay.
yeah. We have some savings, and I can stay away from the shop for a few days and keep it closed, but eventually I'm gonna have to come back here. I gotta I have a yeah,
No. It,
yeah. Got a wife. I need to be able to feed myself, Dad. You know how it
yeah,
is.
that I I know I'm used to that. But yeah, if you can, it'll probably be safer to close up shop and bunker down for the next few days.
Okay. He's kind of running his hands through his hair. he evidently does not want to have to do this, but he's like, all right, I'll take your word, Dad. I'll take your word. Is there anything you want from me here before I close up and head home?
No, I won't take advantage of you like that.
Oh, come on, Dad. You're family. You're my dad, for God's sake.
Yeah. Yes, I am your dad. Which means I will be fine.
I'm sure you
Looking
will
into
be.
this thing, can find who's responsible and make things safe. So, still,
He's kind of
we
smiling as
have
he's
some
saying
things we're
this.
checking out, making progress. We're going to talk to some people tomorrow. Yeah, we're working on it. It's just try not to travel alone right now.
All right.
And I'm just gonna pull him in for a hug before heading out.
Yeah, he'll gladly take and reciprocate the hug. Just says, "I love you, Dad. Don't let anything get too crazy on you."
Oh, I'll be fine, Ewan. I love you too.
All right. And I'm assuming you and Nadia and Neelan all leave the building.
Yes, we're gonna find these coins to sell.
All right.
Antique shop.
Yeah.
Real quick, actually, if we could just make sure Neelan gets home safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wanna stay with him?
Just don't. The guard's keeping an eye
Make
on
sure
us.
he doesn't get
And
kidnapped. To make sure he doesn't get kidnapped, I'm
exactly.
assuming.
I can go sell the coin. Okay, I can go find a place if you want to do that. Meanwhile,
Nadia, that just makes you a target.
I'm fine.
How are we supposed to find each other after we split up? He doesn't live too far away. I want to be sure. All right?
I can just meet you in the market district.
It is also broad daylight.
Yeah, and who like I'll be in public, and who else is going to be wearing full chainmail and having a giant axe on their back and a 1 foot orb on their waist?
To be fair, I don't think Nadia is a very, like, appealing target with how loud and jingly she is.
Look at her face. Who would want to kidnap? Who would kidnap this innocent person?
Oh, I think that she has a very kidnappable face. I just think she's too loud to be kidnapped.
What are you talking?
I'm with Angelus on that one. Kidnap
You're
her
not
face,
Vandal.
less so the rest of her.
Agreed.
All right, fine.
She's so cute.
I'll
I would
meet back
kidnap
up
her
with you in the
too.
market district then.
Okay,
Stay safe, Nadia.
of course.
Yeah, are you making any kind of conversation with your son as you walk him home, Henrik?
I assumed that he was
I'll
just
just
like stalking him creepily.
no. That would be very weird.
That's what I assumed.
And plus, that feels too close to using my son as bait.
It's just like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm seeing if anything tries to kidnap you.
So
No.
yeah,
Dad, I
probably
knew you
just
saw me as a kid still.
idle chatter asking after the wife how the shop has been doing before all this
Why?
craziness.
Yeah, you folks head back to his, make kind of quiet conversation as you go. It's almost comfortable for once. It is a breath of normalcy, in the sea of whatever the hell has been going on as of late. and you do eventually say goodbye to him at his door, and are free to go meet Nadia back in the market district. But in the meantime, Nadia, why don't you give me like an investigation roll to see if there's an antiques place where you can sell the coins off?
I want to do something else as well.
Okay, what else would you like to do?
I would like to, I'm assuming it's a different place. I would like to find somewhere that would be willing to buy the kelpie bones.
Ah, okay. Is there a place in particular you are looking for? As in, like, where does Nadia think that she's gonna find somewhere to sell off kelpie bones?
Is there like an Adventures League here or something like that? Like some sort of like guild hall?
In Kavagan, no, there's not really a need for like hired adventurers as much when the guard handles most of that kind of thing.
Okay. Do people eat kelpies? No.
No.
It's not a butcher. Not really funny.
No.
I think I'm gonna go to an antique place. Yeah, it's probably still an antique place, huh?
Kelpie bone soup.
Kelpie
We can
bone
eat
soup.
it.
Mm.
Probably kind of dope. That's
It's
how I
gonna
conquer my
taste
fear.
like seaweed.
That's how I conquer my fear of horses.
I knew it was you who had the fear of horses.
If I
Yes.
eat the kelpie, I gain its power.
But yeah, so you're headed off to see if there's an antique place in the area.
Yes.
Go ahead and just give me an investigation roll as you kind of wander around town.
Can I give myself guidance?
Yep.
That's a 11.
An 11. You end up finding a smaller place, kind of tucked into the back of the market district, that does advertise antiques. Doesn't look to be of the magical variety, but you can definitely give it a shot.
How much time has passed since Henrik left?
It's been only a few minutes at the moment.
I'll go in then.
It is kind of cramped. It looks like this building was the kind of thing that was built between two existing buildings. It feels more like an alleyway than anything. Kind of dark, dusty. The owner appears, you can hear kind of shuffling in the back of things being moved around. But there's nobody at the front desk. It's just kind of relatively dim. It looks like the antiques are mostly furniture, old mirrors. There's a couple of old paintings hung up on the wall of various, just normal people. Nothing insane.
Okay. Can I see... There's stuff... I'm seeing the stuff for sale as well as here, right?
Mhm.
Is there anything that's really interesting?
Go ahead and just roll me a luck check. So that's just gonna be a d20.
Yeah. I should have cast Detect Magic before I came in. It's a 10.
With a 10? Not really. There's a couple of older mirrors that look like they could be used for something like scrying. But that's the extent of anything particularly interesting. It's just a antique store with lots of furniture for sale.
Okay. I'll approach the person at I'll approach whoever owns the place or whoever's running it right now.
Yeah, you head into the back, and there is kind of a stooped older man, who is, it looks like, rifling through a box of old leather-bound books. And he kind of startles as you get closer, just, "Oh, hello! Rarely get folks in here," and he straightens up a little bit, still with a hunch, and pushes up. He's got little round glasses on his nose. "Can I help you with something, dear?"
Hi, yes, I was looking for a place to sell a couple items.
"All right, what are you selling?" And he kind of like motions for you to follow him back to the counter.
Well, so I have a collection of these coins. They're dynastic, so very old.
Ooh, all right. What, a family collection or just a collector yourself?
Something of the sort.
And he kind of nods, steps behind the desk, and rolls out a kind of like a velvet-ish cloth. Go ahead and said that I can take a look at them if you're looking to sell them.
Sure, I'll set them out.
And how many are you setting down?
I will set down 5 for now.
Okay. He kind of ducks under the counter, and you hear a little bit of like rattling around. And he comes back up and kind of like bumps his head a little bit on the counter. Just comes back up with like jeweler's like glasses or one of those little small lenses and picks one of the coins up to look at it. Oh, these are good specimens. Usually, when I see this kind of thing roll through, it's going to be a little bit dingy. And he like turns it over in his hands and runs his thumb over the surface. These are in fantastic condition, though. Whoever had these has been taking good care of them, young lady.
Thank you.
So you're looking to sell all 5 of them?
Yes.
All right,
Well,
let's
and
see.
maybe some more.
All right. Hold on just a moment. Let me check my records. And he kind of turns around, and you can see like there's a lapse of like thinking, trying to remember. You can see like the vague gestures of like, did I leave it here? Or oh no. And then he ducks down, pulls a large book from under the counter, and sets it on top of the counter. There's a puff of dust out of the pages as he starts to like leaf through. And if you kind of like stand on your toes and look over the counter, it is like a ledger of like pricing of items in like tiny scribbled handwriting. And he's like sifting through trying to find the coin prices. You have a second to look around the shop if you'd like, or you can just wait for him to be done like
I'll
taking
take
a
a
look
look
through
around.
that.
I'll take a look around.
Yeah, go ahead and just give me another investigation check as he's kind of looking through his current information for you.
Guidance?
Sure.
I gotta
An
use guidance more.
18. Let me see. You end up finding you're not really sure if it's magical or not. There is a beaded bracelet that is kind of hanging on a little jewelry rack further back in the store that does catch your eye. It's got kind of a warm orangish gold look to it.
Okay. Does it have a price tag on it or something?
Yep, there's a price tag on it of 50 gold.
It's not. Is it magical or any kind, or can I examine it a little bit more?
You can take a look at it. You can do like an Arcana check, or if you've got Detect Magic, that would be fine.
I had detect magic, but it's not. It's not prepared, and I think rituals are fucked with these ones. Okay, so I'll just do Arcana check, but I'll still use guidance on this one.
Yeah, sure. Oh, looks pretty benign. You've never seen any magical items that look like bracelets like that. You've heard of things like, fireball bracelets that have like this similar beads, but they're usually only a few of the beads on the bracelet. This is like a proper strung bead bracelet.
Okay. What the beads are? The beads are like gems. You said?
They look like little little round orange crystals that have been polished. They're not like a vibrant orange, it's more like a honey orange.
How long is she taking?
Amber.
How long is what?
How long is she taking to find it?
The shop owner seems to still be going through his records for you.
Give me 1 second. Detect magic. Visual summon. Okay. Verbal summon. Fuck no, I can't. I don't have it. Yeah. 50 gold, you said.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll just return back to her when she's done.
Gotcha. Yeah, he kind of like
sorry,
is no worries. Finishes flicking through his book. Just goes, here it is. And runs a hand down the page. Let's see. I haven't sold a dynastic coin in like 3 years. It's been a while. Sorry to keep you waiting. It looks like these are currently running about looks like it's going at about 15 gold per coin at the moment.
Can I get a gauge if she's lowballing me?
Yeah, you can give an insight check on him.
Can this, because this is a point, can I, can this also be guidance, but that's verbal and somatic?
Oh,
I can't do that without looking weird, right?
yeah, not without
Okay,
looking weird.
yeah, then I won't do it then.
But yeah, you can roll an insight. Squig, there's a lit candle on my desk. Sir,
Okay.
26. Pretty solid actually. Let me you actually get the sense that it is the opposite. He's offering you a better price than is necessary.
Dumbass.
How long has it been since Henrik left?
At this point it's still only been it's like under 10 minutes.
10 minutes? And do I know how long Henrik's gonna take?
He just said it wouldn't take too long. He didn't give an actual like time.
I'll be like, okay. Let me think for a second. I have another thing that I don't know if it's worth anything to you. It's a little bit gross.
Oh, all right. I can take a look at it.
I'll
I've
take
seen
out
some.
I'll take out one of the smaller ones, but I'll take out one of the kelpie bones. This was taken from a kelpie. I don't know if you have any interest in this at all.
I'm not really a one of the taxidermist types.
Yeah, sadly, I didn't have the means of preparing it for display or
That's
anything.
yeah. I'm that's not really my clientele.
Do you
I'm
know? Do you know where I could find somebody that would be interested in this?
like I said, maybe if you know a taxidermist or could find one in the area. I don't know any. The last time I had a taxidermy piece come through here was what 20 years ago now, and then he and his wife moved down to. I don't know. I think they moved up to Ulfor. Yeah, no, they're not around anymore.
Out of character, it would be kind of cool if we made something out of this, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, okay. That's fine. I thank you. I didn't know where to look for. I I have a couple things I have to attend to, but I am interested in selling you the coins.
Oh, all right.
Definitely. Can I get your name? I just have to go do something real quick.
Yes, my name is Charles.
Charles. And what's the place called?
It does not have a name. It just has one of those signs that just says antiques.
Probably antiques.
Great. Okay, and before I go, just a quick question: do you know if there is any place of worship to Fatol or any place here?
Oh yes. There's a church to Fatal on in the religious district. There's a few of the other gods. I think they've also recently put in one to Mila, but yes, it's a little older. It's one of the first ones that was built in the city. I think there's a couple uh of her clerics there. I don't know how often they're there right now, but yeah, if you head into the church district, it should be, if I recall correctly, it's fairly close to the cliff. And he does one of those things of like how old folks give directions, where it is like rambling nonsense. But if you kind of like take quick notes, you may be able to relay it to Henrik, who might be able to make more sense of it.
Great, thank you.
I'm trying to translate it out of old folk and try and know how to translate it back into old folk.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
And are you headed back out to find Henrik?
Yes, I'll be back. Thank you. I'll find Henrik. Yes.
Alrighty. While you are headed out, what is Nadia's passive perception?
My perception is 17.
That's a bottle cap, Squig. Oh, just a moment. So yeah, Nadia, you duck out of the store and kind of start heading back in the direction where you left Henrik, and you catch a scuff before it happens. But that's about all the warning you get before there is a wire around your throat. And that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Ah!
Did
Henrik
I
was
call it?
right.
What
Did
the
I
Henrik
call
was
it?
right.
Did I fucking call it?
That's okay. Nadia's super cool. She can handle herself.
I think the person is gonna get in more trouble than Nadia, I hope.
Fingers crossed. We'll see.
We'll
Next week.
see.
God
Or
damn
the week
it.
after.
No!
Whenever we play.
Tomorrow.
You
No.
know, I'll just
Nope.
say I have spiritual weapon prepared. So
Well,
Do you have
as you should, honestly. It's a cleric staple.
I can't wait to one day fight someone, but not tomorrow, not next week either. Probably.
I can
Going
fight
off
you.
how things are. Yeah, okay. But let's do that.
I'll accept it.
Any combat, please. I'm not even a combat person. I like roleplay.
I should have sold the fucking coins there. I was
You
like, I
should
don't
have
want to.
sold your fucking coins.
I felt like Harry and Henry was gonna get mad at me if I sold them all. I was only gonna sell like 30 out of the 35 because I wanted to keep some
Yeah.
just in case. But I was like, fuck, I should have sold it there. Also, I wanted to go get Angelus to fucking detect magic.
So,
No, that's not your fault because I didn't have it prepared or anything. I
Yeah.
thought about preparing it this morning. And I was like, I don't fucking need this. Angelus has it. And I was like, fuck.
you fool.
D&D
GMs,
things. What?
how have you felt as throughout this session, Henrik has tried to keep the party together, but eventually it just kept splitting until this opportunity arose?
Just rubbing your little DM hands together.
This is okay. I have like 101 things I can do to fuck up this dude.
And we've got 101 ways to fuck with you guys, so we're not terribly worried about it either way. Okay, Squig, stop! There is a active fire.
I will be ending the stream though, but thanks for
Alrighty.
hanging out and thank you for the
Adios,
session,
folks.
y'all.
Bye,
Wait,
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I can't wait for Naughty to die next month.
Me too.
Thank-